Oh,
Things ain't what they used to. Oh, all those blue skies go.
sometimes you just don't have to say nothing. That's all you got to listen. Youngsters don't know nothing about it. This mindset there, real talk podcast, back at you again with part two of 48 plus all the drama that go with that. That's what the plus is. But at the same time, for God, mindset therapy podcast here, mindset therapy. We men, women, and children believe in themselves again. We offer 7 simple strategies to develop in a positive mindset, and we stand on that. We're back with Mr. Free. Come on now. Now, where we ended the last segment off at.
For fine question or something.
Yeah, you know what? We was on question what, 3? 2. We was on 3. Back at you. A little bit to catch you up on what we're doing. We're in Oklahoma City right now. That's why the video looked like it looks.
On the road?
We're in OKC. We're doing live on site podcast with my uncle, Mr. Glenn. 48 years, Mr. Freedom. Got to believe his story is impactful. An innocent man that was put on death row for 48 years, man. And guess what? You know, but God, he fought a fight that was to some unwinnable. But guess what? He won it. And we was in the middle of our 7 questions from mindset therapy. I'm gonna let on to Glenn just tap in a little bit to bring y'all up to speed on what's going on and what we doing.
Peace. To continue this conversation, but before we go any further on those questions you was talking about, I would like you to elaborate, and I would like to have some input myself on the very concept of your organization, mindset therapy.
Well, all right. Mindset therapy came from a place of wanting to be a change to, not just the people, myself, because, mindset therapy started, man, probably in 2012. And I used the steps, the 7 steps on myself before I even put them out there, even told people about what I was doing. So mindset therapy was a concept that came from me experimenting on myself to make the transition to come from the street life to the family life. And it was a hard transition. So I had to really get it in, and I had to work the steps really uh rigorously, and it was hard for me.
Tell me
I'm saying?
what's the steps.
The first step I chose was changing my circle.
Circle.
Yeah, changing my circle of people, because
Okay.
I couldn't focus on my change if I didn't uproot myself and put myself in a situation where I can win. You know, me being the person I am and how I came up and all the things that I was into as a young man, it would have been hard for me to change, because it would have been hard for me to, I'm a realist. It would have been hard for me to shun my old crew. It would have been hard for me to shun the people that were before, and the police. They know you for what you put out, and they was going to harass and harass and harass until something comes from it. Just period. So I gave myself a chance. Hurricane Katrina was a blessing and a curse, but I took advantage of that. It was hard. It was hard because I did not like Texas, but I wanted my family at the same time. I was on the mid-section line. The sister was like, "Look, I'm sick of you putting your freedom and your life on the line. You got to, come to some kind of agreement. You can still be in your kid's life, but I'm not gonna be there.
Right.
So I had a choice to make.
Exactly.
If I love this woman and I won't be the man I wanted to be in my kids, you got to understand. My 17-year-old wasn't even born. I had a 3-year-old that's now 22, a 33-year-old that was like 12, 13.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 49.
Praise be to God.
Praise be to God. So in the midst of me trying to change and me having one foot in and one foot out, I was shot. I was robbed and shot. I was shot at point blank range. Died 3 times. I had 6 surgeries, 16 blood transfusions. I stayed in ICU on the floor of ICU 4 months and 2 weeks. And to give you the understanding of my state, I never was put on a regular floor. And then I never had a chance to go to a regular floor because they was gonna transfer me straight Quentin Meese. That's a rehabilitation center to help me learn how to walk again and get my bodily functions together and kind of get me back into a strength. I couldn't walk. My right side was basically limp.
Right.
So I didn't get a chance to go there because of old things that I put myself in. Just crime. Just trying to dodge the bounty hunters and all kind of things. But God, God worked it out, and I had some support around me I didn't even understand I had. But I say if God ain't had nothing to do with it, I would have been in jail. Point blank, because I didn't do nothing to make the situation any better. Because I didn't understand. I was angry when I was shot.
Right.
I had a lot of hate in my heart because I felt like I was good to everybody around me. How someone do this? So I was mad. And then they done it, at my mom's spot. So I want blood. So I was torn. Yeah, I was torn. So that came in number one, changing my circle. And when I changed my circle, again, I gave myself a chance to heal. Even though I was shot in Houston, and the guy who shot me was from New Orleans. So Houston ain't do me nothing. So I didn't have no problem in Houston. You feel me?
Houston ain't do me nothing.
Nah, Houston ain't do me nothing. Houston was good to me. Yeah, right. But as you know, living in life, the streets tend to take care of themselves. Right? And basically that's what happened with the situation. So I was again still mad because I had nobody to get. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm confused. I don't know, but changing my environment and changing my circle, get around people who never don't know who I am, don't have an idea of what I've been through, gave me an outlook to where people don't look at you this way. They don't look at you this way. They only look at you from what they know, and they didn't know me. So I had a chance at a first impression with them. So
yeah, you realize now that you was being positioned.
What? Now I understand.
That's the beauty of it, you know.
Yes.
And before we get into the rest of these questions, I wanted to say this about the wrappings, this manifestation process I was talking about. And the wrappings of it is attitude of gratitude.
Attitude.
You know, attitude of gratitude. All those steps I was telling you about.
Yes.
Reaching what I come to, without the attitude of gratitude, has ceased. So that's been my hardest struggle since I've been out, right? Maintaining the attitude of gratitude, because the attitude of gratitude perpetuates more goodness. But when you're in this field and you're trying to do good for people, and you're trying to do all this good, and the law of nature, Jesus said, till heaven and earth pass away, not one quarter of the law be changed, right? So the laws of nature is this: give, track, takers.
Yes.
Simple laws of nature, right? So in my process trying to obtain this attitude of gratitude, boy, and I ain't on my own. It's been a conscious practice for me. When you give, you receive.
That's right.
That's been a part of all my life. That's been a conscious practice. With me, I give out 5, and somewhere down the line, I'm gonna get 15. That's always been with me, right? I come out this just pay attention with this attitude of gratitude for everything God has done to me.
So no bitterness, it was no anger. It was like, man, look, this is my mindset and this how I'm rolling.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that simple as that.
Okay.
We got to keep taking it back.
Right.
Like keep taking it back to this manifestation. In order for the, you got to believe it, you got to understand how this works.
That's right.
You know, Sister Frances Wells, she was talking about white supremacy one time, and she was saying, no, it wasn't Sister Frances Wells that said it was her mentor, Dr. Neely Fuller, and she dedicated the book to her mentor, Dr. Neely Fuller. In the dedication, Dr. Neely Fuller said, if you don't understand white supremacy, not only what it is, but mainly how it works.
Wow.
Everything else you think you understand going only confuse you. You hear me?
Yes. Yes.
So when we talk about these things, it's not only about what they are, but how they work. Now I learned this about now I'm coming from this real negative thing we call white supremacy, which ain't nothing but a social construct. You know, we all sit by and thinking it's some real shit.
Right. Right.
It's an oxymoron and it's pronunciation of it.
Yeah.
You know, white is inferior, you say white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? It's an oxymoron. You got to put a little before the big in order to even, so it don't exist until you do this constantly. Yeah. All day, every day. It's unified field theory. You know what I'm saying? The sister was talking about 9 categories of human behavior every day. Wow. You know, your language, your education, your entertainment, your religious. You know what I'm saying? Your law. You know, practice in all of those fields all day, every day. Wow. All day, every day. And that's how it exists. It's a social construct. And it's brand new. It ain't been here that long. We think it's been here indefinitely. You know? That's right. Less than 1,000 years ago, we was working like Madonna in Spain. And you see what I'm saying? That's right. And so that's a whole other concept. But I digress. I'm just so full of it. I digress. What I was talking about was something else. But understanding not only what it is, but how it works. And like I said, I took that negative to explain this positive about the attitude of gratitude. You know, and all this manifestation, how it works, how it perpetuates itself. You got to be grateful. That's right. You got to show grateful. So that's why I ain't got no bitterness. That's right. That's why I got no hatred. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm just trying to perpetuate this attitude of gratitude. Spend it like you're going to get it back. That's the faith. You know, and if you got to show grateful. Now, out here in this real world, you do things for people and they're totally ungrateful. Right? They're totally ungrateful. So that affects how I do what I do. Old scripture said, counsel not your generosity will remind us of what you've done. Yo, remember what I've done for you. Oh man, it's like that now, you know. You cancel your generosity. You done that at a generosity, you just cancel it out. You see what I'm saying? So that ain't gonna be marked. That ain't gonna be sent forward as your I gave a little short speech. My brother Andre died in a memorial yesterday, and I was telling the brother about Andre. Everywhere you can, or you'll never find no shade on this brother. You'll find out the contrariness, disagreements. Won't find no shade where he deceived you, betrayed you, abandoned you, or took you for granted. You know, that's right. And he only eternal now. And if y'all came in from Houston, y'all needed provisions. You needed provisions, food, clothes, and shelter. So when you die, you're on the eternal journey. You need provisions. So what's your provision for the eternal journey? Your goodness, your righteousness, your forgiveness, your attempts to make peace. You know what I'm saying? These are the provisions you send forward for the eternal journey. Right? Sure. And so when I'm talking about this attitude of gratitude, it's hard for me to keep it going because I've done something for somebody. I ain't give no name, I ain't give no number. But I done something real significant. And I said, well, that'll be all right, cuz? Somebody. Cuz told me, she said, well, I guess that'll do, so I'll give me another blessing. $50,000. Wow. You hear? What's that do to my attitude of gratitude? Wow. I'm like, you, and they immediately launched this counsel. So when I'm talking about this spiritual manifestation, it just don't come. Because Satan know what this is. Yes, sir. And he gonna throw his opposition in there in your family, your kids, your mama, your son. You hear them away from all of his people. We turn away Sometimes we gotta do that. It's typically wrong when you're trying to get this manifestation to work. So that's been my struggle. Coming up, But God is good all the time. But God, bro.
And Michael P says that a lot, man. And he is like it's it's a must needed saying, man, because like you said, that gratitude is being forgotten so much.
Yes, bro.
It's being forgotten. I mean, even the small things. When you wake up in the morning, you got to
What
get
that thing
thanks.
doing? Who running that?
You got to give thanks. You got to give thanks to the man just for waking you up in the morning. Small things. If you can have gratitude for the small things, God knows you're ready for the big things. So He has no problem with blessing you and honoring that dream you have, because He knows how you act behind the small things. And man, my wife, man, look, when I was shot, they said I couldn't have no more kids, right? I wound up having a son, and it was such a blessing to where it was crazy because
You got to add me.
huh?
Add me in.
All right. All right. Let's see. Y'all give me 1 second. Oh, come out and come back in for me.
What's up, buddy? Hit you in the head.
That's dope. Y'all give me 1 minute, man. We popping. Y'all gonna see what we're doing.
Dwayne Ray, what you got going, bro? Oh man, I call on I give him all my middle name. You check my last name is Ray. Right? My brother. It's about this, my last name is Ray. Really like. Nothing died, right?
Huh? Go to the link. Go to the link and get out and get back in.
How much capacity can they hold? Huh? How much capacity can it hold? Put a card in there and give it 1 gigabyte on the card. Yeah. But this one here is just like on the phone. My microphone and stuff. I didn't try to get.
Check it out, huh? I sent another one to you. But yeah, man, we just trying to get some another shot from the drone so it can be a little better for the audience. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this something new, and you can't learn if you don't take a step out and try. So we doing our thing. What you say about that, Michael P?
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, all right? Man, welcome back, welcome back. Sometimes we have technical difficulties, but one thing we do, we stay the course. And God is undefeated, man, and He'll make a way, man. He's always come in and save the day. So here we are, mindset therapy, part 2. We're back again.
OKC, we out here. You know, this our mindset therapy road trip. You know, we doing some new things for us with the podcast, and you know, hey, we having fun with it. That's all that matter, man. And we getting some knowledge. You feel me? And some knowledge. So you know, you can't beat that with a bat. What you say, man?
Don't beat it with no bat, bro.
Beat it with a bat.
Beat it with no bat, bro. Be merciful.
So look, while I'm getting that back together, man, we gonna get back on our spill. We gonna get us to our wonderful camper, man. Billy the Red Cousin. But oh, come to me. Damn. Oh. All right. So like I was saying, man, my wife wound up getting pregnant, and the people say I couldn't. I lost that ability. So you know, in my mind, I'm trying to come out the street. The woman says she's pregnant. The doctor said I couldn't have no more kids because you know I lost that. But she's saying she's pregnant, so I vote. You know, I go to New Orleans. You know, you know us when we. Well, I'm speaking for me. When I was going through my transition and I ran into a problem, I always diverted back to you know what I know how to do. Hustle, go to the hood, do
That's recidivism.
right, and I diverted back.
Yeah.
But man, but God, you know, that you know, I know the woman was solid, man. You know, that was just another way of my sickness to pick a fuss and go do what I wanted to do. And you know, I was blessed with a son, man. He's 17 now, but it just goes to show you how God will use the people around you to get your mind right. You know, not basically they not doing the changing, they just showing you, look, man, this is what it is. If you don't grab hold of it, then you gonna and that's what they want to lose. You know, not that, because at the end of the day, that's you know that's a God's blessing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a blessing.
Yeah. I know in Arabia they got this thing that say Allah, and the term means God is greatest, no matter what happens. You know, so you see them when they're sick and when they're dying, and when you tell them they say Allahu Akbar. That's the spiritual language. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's another term that taqwa. That means conscious. You see, so you use that language, it keeps you God conscious all through the day.
Right. Wow.
You know, that's where you get to strengthen your resilience. So God is greater. You know, 6 kids got slaughtered the other day. You know, Allahu Akbar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The Christian's term is let go and let God.
Let go and let go.
Yeah, let go and let God.
Yeah.
Yes, it's basically the same thing. But I wanted to say is this. Mind therapy, what kind of
Mindset therapy?
Mindset therapy. Now, let me share this with you, brother. Prophet said,
Mm-hmm.
never will God change the conditions of the people until the people first change the conditions of their heart. This is what the prophet said, right? Never will God change the conditions of the people until the people first change what they're thinking and what they're feeling. Mm-hmm. I was talking earlier about not only what it is, but how it works. How it works, how our mind works. Right? Now we got, as is everything in creation, patterns. Everything is patterns. Sun, the moon, stars, you know, the veins in your body, everything moves in a pattern. So do your thoughts. Thought pattern. That's right. You know, your pattern think a certain way, you know? To break a habit, you gotta change your thought pattern. Right. Well,
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, man. But no,
I'm
finish
getting
it.
nervous.
Yeah,
The drone
yeah,
is
me
falling
too.
apart. So come on, Dwayne, bro.
That's $2,000 right there. Father's Day 2 years ago. Cut a tree down for it because it got stuck in the tree. Now he run into a post. I have no word.
Ain't nothing but money. Spend it like you're gonna get it back.
Say it again.
Spend it like you're gonna get it back. Prophet said, "Never will I change the condition." The prophet said, God said, "Never will I change the condition of the people until the people first change the conditions of their heart and their mind." So what he's talking about, changing not only what you think and what you feel, but how you think and how you feel. Not only why you think and why you feel, but, why you think like that. What made you prefer blondes over brunettes, or red over green? What an origin. Everything got an origin. They got a root to it. So what he's telling the people is change the pattern of your mind, the way you think. We think in a circular thought pattern. That's why in 2025 we find ourselves confronted with the exact same issues we did in 1965.
Wow.
Because we think in a circular thought pattern.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We keep coming back to the same thing, circular. So break the pattern, and think in a linear thought pattern. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
We can solve our issues and problems and stuff. So I said all that to say this here. Name of your group is what?
Mindset therapy.
Mindset therapy. You're trying to change the mindset. This is therapeutic for the changing of the mindset. I was mentioning to the brother a while ago about we just come out of medium security or maximum security and step right into social security. Mindset.
Wow. Yeah. Right.
And my brother's been out, like my brother just left Sippy. He's been out 10, 12 years on social security. That's a marginalized mindset. I can't move beyond this because I didn't sign a year contract with DHS or Section 8. I can't get over $2,000 in my bank account.
Because they watch.
Because they watching, they gonna make me pay this and they gonna know. So my brother, so I got a brother tell me, say, try to give me 10 grand. I said, bro, how much you get a month? He said a little over 8,000. I said, bro, let me give you 10. Start your bank account, flip this. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, white daddy got me. All my stuff come out the treasury, but they ain't gonna never go dry. What if your stuff fall apart? Then what I'm gonna do? Mindset, security.
Conditioned.
From medium security to social security. You know what I'm saying? Security ain't always, you know what I'm saying? Secure.
That's right.
And the cool thing about it, when they've been out a long time, it sets in their mind. And it takes away their balls, their faith, to leap out and try something different. You see what I'm saying? And so we're trying to change mindset therapy. I love that. And we're going to change it too. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to change your mind, change it to a free man. Take balls to be a free man. You're going to run into all kind of stuff. Sometimes you got to turn away from your family and your friends. But if they're still in sympathy with wrong and they can't see this big picture, this dude named Anthony Q got this song called Cut Ties. I'm going to give him a shout out. It's a song called Cut Ties.
Cut Ties.
Everybody listen to Cut Ties. If they ain't with you with, they ain't on what you on. You know what I'm saying? They sad because you free. Cut ties. You know what I'm saying? It's a big old space.
Cut ties.
Cut ties, bro. That's all I got to say right now. What was the questions you had? Okay.
Man, man,
yeah, bro.
It's so deep on it, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. This is cool. This is church, player. All right, we went to one, we went to two. Now, question number 3 of the 7 questions is: what's the job search process has been like for you, and what's the biggest hurdle you have faced in employment?
Okay. Let me answer that.
All right.
I got out of prison. I was 69 years old. A few months from turning 70.
Young man.
I had a stroke. I had a cancer. I had COVID 2 times. I'm unemployed and unemployable. You hear me?
Wow.
I'm cut out of prison, unemployed and unemployable.
Wow.
You hear me? So that's the question there's for some young buck that, so when I got out, bro, after 48 years, 5 months, 18 days, and like I said, I'm going to let them slide with them hours. Just give me a few push-ups and we're going to square that off, right? But anyway, I got out of prison, bro. I didn't have food, clothing, shelter, medication, transportation. After 48 years, absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here in Oklahoma. All my people from the boot, from Louisiana, You see what I'm saying? So, Oklahoma ain't trying to do nothing for me. I got out with like 1,500 on my savings after 45 years. That's all I was able to save up because I was always paying for legal fees and court costs and stuff, so I wasn't able to save no money, And so I got out with a little bit of nothing. I got that 1,500 and went open up my bank account. I knew getting out of my value. I've always, you talking about mindset, what need to be changed is your sense of self-worth. You see what I'm saying? Your sense of value. I came out of prison with a healthy sense of my self-worth and capitalized on that. Turned that into my currency, my collateral.
My God.
Mindset therapy, change your mindset. How you think, your value, what you work, the self-value, self-worth.
Wow.
Coming out of prison, we could take over the world, bro.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. I hope y'all listening to this and understanding this and getting this, man. All right. Question number 4. How have you been navigating old relationships and building new ones? Wow.
We was sold a bill of goods with straight up fabrication, and they said opposite attracts.
Right.
It's a damn lie. Likes attracts likes. So birds of a feather flock together.
Flock together.
That's why we here where we at.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, like attracts like. Like spirits, like mind, likes aspirations, likes desires. If me and you and this brother here sitting there talking about this, you could bet it's 3 million more doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And we keep this process going like attracts like. That's how I was been able to distinguish who with me and who ain't with me. Cut ties if they ain't with you.
Cut ties.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the prophets are. They cut ties and went on their own. Even when their mama, their sister, their daughter, but cut ties. And I was conditioned, I was positioned for this, bro. It's hard. I ain't saying it's easy. I'm saying it in glib like, but it's hurtful. It's painful. But that's the price you pay to do God's work, bro.
That's right.
Yeah, for salvation,
But we gonna move on to 5,
bro. Me here 5.
What are some of the biggest misconceptions about people who have been incarcerated like yourself and re-entering society? Misconceptions. Yeah. You know how society try to put a label on you. Throw this and the misconception will make misjudge or misread who you really are.
No, I think that's preconceived perceptions.
Lord,
that's not a misconception. You can't misconceive nothing you don't know absolutely nothing about. How can you misconceive but you have absolutely no knowledge or experience?
No knowledge or experience.
Yeah.
No mutual relationship.
So you can't misconceive that. That's a preconceived perception. You see? And the preconceived conception was conditioned and put there before you got there. Before you even showed your word or who you was. You had a preconceived conception. And that's what society rolls on, the preconceived perception.
That's right.
They have no clue.
All right. Question number 6. Check this out. We get into the meat and potatoes now. All right. What are your biggest goals for the next year? And what steps are you taking to achieve them?
You asked the wrong one. My future's so bright I can't see 3 days ahead. You hear me? Why you talking?
So boom, when I enter the room in the air.
Yeah, my future's so bright I can't see 74 hours.
Man, go start up Billy the Red, man. We about to go.
And the reason this podcast is real, because it's impromptu. This is the real shit. Today, I didn't plan this a week ahead. less than 74 hours ahead. So
Unscripted, raw and uncut, unadulterated. OG
yeah, bro.
spill. Believe that. Question number 7. What's one thing you wish people will understand about the re-entering process? When I say re-enter, like you know what it is. You're a very intelligent brother.
I wish people would understand about it.
Yes.
Shit, I wish they would first understand what the process means.
Come on now.
You know, before you understand anything about that, do you understand what the hell process means?
Oh man,
You know,
it
ain't no instant healing. Process take 6 to 18 months, bro.
Yeah, right.
Grace, redemption, salvation.
Don't
bro.
let that go over your head.
You hear what I'm saying? It's a process, bro.
Don't let that go over your head. Catch that now. Oh.
That's all I'm saying, bro. And we ready. I come out of prison, bro, and I had liberty because I had financial liberty, right?
Right.
I didn't come out with it, but I acquired it 6 months after I was out. I was able to raise $500,000. Park said, penitentiary, packed with promise makers. You know what I'm saying? I come out of that, packed with promise makers, but I come out and got a little bit of capital to see some of these ideas and promises come through, right? So I'm sitting in this prison all these years watching my partners come in and go out and come in and go out. I'm talking about scholars, bro. I'm talking about brothers got theologies and I mean masters in theology and in sociology and economics coming back 3-4 times. I'm here sitting in this son of a bitch, bro, breaking my neck trying to get out, running off, getting shot at, and all kind of stuff. Need some of you to get out and come back. I'm totally baffled. What the hell? So that's my motivation to study recidivism. You see what I'm saying? Recidivism. So I found this number, bro. 72% of all inmates come back after 6 to 18 months. I'm saying if I got 100 in this room and I let them out today, within 6 to 18 months, damn it, 72 of them will be back. Ain't this a bitch? But here's what got me. I ain't no dummy. I'm some dumb, but I ain't plumb dumb. Right? I don't know much of nothing, but I know a little bit about everything.
Come on.
And I know when you got some statistics, some numbers, and it's stagnant for a long period of time. We're talking about a generation. The number's been 72% for over 30 years, bro. So if you got some stagnant, somebody got their hand on the scale, bro.
Somebody.
They doing something. They got their hand on the scale, and they keeping it there. Follow the money, bro, and you won't be confused no more.
So what they doing with the money?
Shit, they put it in their pocket. They're sending their kids to college. Generational. We still buying Kellogg's. We still buying from GR Rental. That's the plantation.
You sound like somebody I know.
You hear what I'm saying? That's generation. We spending money they made 200 years ago, bro. What you do with the money?
You've been on to something for a while. You just heard it from yourself. What are they doing?
Let me tell you about the brothers that's in there. I'm gonna share something with them to give them hope.
Come on
what's coming down the line.
Coming down the pipeline.
What's coming down the line? Let me tell the brother. Let me share this here with you. And for those who trying to put me in the box, you're wasting your time. You know, my mind is always free. I'm elusive as fuck. My brother said I'm way out there. You know, so you ain't gonna catch me in no box and trying to put me in no category. But let me tell you this here. A few months ago, the Honorable Donald J. Trump got elected again for president, right? The day he got elected for president, Wall Street showed the stock exchange, private prison industry, stocks went over the roof. You don't ask the question, you'll never know the answer. I just come out of private prison. I was there for 200 years. They get him $48 a day to keep me in the cell with another son of a bitch. $48 a day for 22 years, bro. Do the math. I ain't that good at mathematics, but I know that's way out there. You know what I'm saying? And that joint I was in, it was 2,800 people, right? The day he got elected, private prison stocks went up. Less than 90 days after he got elected, Trump came up with this immigration thing, right? Deporting immigrants. You need facilities for that, bro. Right? In the whole of America, there's 350 million people or more. It ain't right. You go with the super supreme mat and all you want. That's you have to start from the basic, right?
That's right.
I'm some dumb. I ain't plumb dumb. He pivoted to the private prisons. The private prison abandoned their contracts with the state.
Mhm.
Since he got elected, the place I was in for 20 years, state owned that now. It was the private corporations on it. All them prisons then reverted back to the state. Trump pivoted to the private prison with the immigrants. He's talking about 5, 10, 20 millions of them. Follow the money, bro. Them brothers that been in the penitentiary all these years, when them crime bills was wrote in 84 and shit, they old dudes. They 50, 60, 55 and up. They old dudes in an age out. Now, DOC is talking about turning all these prisons to geriatric centers to care for the old folks.
Because everybody old in it.
This costs a whole lot of money. So I'm telling the brothers, have faith. You're finna get out. You see what I'm saying? All that bad shit, but always some good shit come out of that. So that's where we stand on the front line. You see what I'm saying? On these brothers coming out, these old brothers coming out, the unemployed and unemployable. We ain't gonna throw them away. We offer housing. You know what I'm saying? We offer employment. We can make them site managers for other guys coming out.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? They know what it takes, bro. This is where we at. First line defenders of guys coming out. Stand ready, bro. The shit finna get live. All these brothers that been in the penitentiary, they finna come out. And we need to be there to, you know what I'm saying? Because it shows that, recidivism rate shows that 80%, 90% of all the brothers that get out go back to the community for which they came.
Yeah.
And if you don't help them, they're going to commit a crime against your grandma, your niece, your daughter, and go back to the penitentiary like they've been doing for 30 years. So it's incumbent upon us to help them help us. That make any sense to you? I end my shit with that.
Say,
go take a piss.
there you have it, man.
Stay blessed, bro. I'll be
Mr.
right back.
Glenn Simmons, what can I say? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what it is. He got it, man. And if you listen to what he's saying, man, you seeing it. Don't let it go over your head. You watch it every day. You watching it every day. If you don't close your eyes and put your ear to the street. If you don't close your eyes and put your ear to the street, I want to thank a couple of people. I want to thank everybody who made this happen. You heard me? I want to thank my man, Detroit Red. Thank my coach.
Yes, sir.
You heard me? Yes, welcome us to OKC. I want to thank my man for riding out. Give him some closing words, man. We about to close because I'm hungry.
I said therapy, man. You just heard this gentleman say everything is preparation. Everything that we've been doing on the inside is preparation for what you're going to be doing on the outside. If you're smoking dope on the inside, you're going to be smoking dope on the outside. If you invest in self on the inside, you're going to invest in self on the outside. Iron sharpens iron. And having said that, mindset therapy, Real Talk Podcast, real people, real stories, but God. We all need to hear this.
That's the thing. See how they say leave out?